everyone, my name is Katie Harrington and I am the Energy and Climate Awareness Officer with Dublin's energy agency CODEMA, and I'm here to talk to you about our Home Energy Saving Kit scheme as part of the Sustainable Days initiative, a free family online event dedicated to our environment and planet, brought to you by Dublin City Council. So firstly, just to give you an idea of what CODEMA is and what we do. We were set up over 20 years ago, and essentially our vision is for a better quality of life for all citizens through a fair and inclusive transition to a low carbon society. In order to bring this to fruition, we act as the energy advisor to the 4 local authorities in Dublin. We work very closely with the 4 county councils to essentially improve energy use and reduce our carbon emissions across the region. As you can see there, we work across a range of service areas, such as monitoring the energy use of council buildings, energy performance contracting, energy planning and district heating. And we also would have worked very closely with the 4 Dublin local authorities in developing their climate change action plans. Another area that we work in is the area of energy awareness. So that's where I come in as Energy and Climate Awareness Officer, and why I'm here today to talk to you about our home energy saving kits. But first, did you know that by implementing energy saving measures in your home, you could save up to 20% on your energy bills? Now, obviously this depends on a number of factors, but through energy saving measures, you could really impact your energy bill. And to help you do this, we developed the home energy saving kits. Now, some of you may have heard about this scheme already, but there's probably a lot of you tuning in today that don't know anything about this scheme. So I'll start by explaining what the home energy saving kit is and how it works. So the Home Energy Saving Kit is a kit with 5 tools that can help you assess how much energy you're using at home. And the great thing about this scheme is that you don't have to spend a penny to use the kit, because you can borrow it free of charge from a number of libraries across the country. And by using the kit, it will hopefully make you more aware of your home's energy use and help you identify areas for improvement. So for example, you might find that you have walls that might need better insulation, or you have electrical appliances that are driving up your bills, and so on. So I'll talk you through each of the 5 tools in the kit now in a moment, but just to give you some background to the home energy saving kits. So we launched this as a pilot scheme back in 2016, and at the time the kits were only available in 10 libraries in Dublin. And this was the first time a scheme like this had been introduced into Ireland. So we weren't sure how it was going to go or what the demand would be like, but thankfully it's been very successful, and we've gotten support from, various library networks, SAI and the department along the way. So, we've been able to expand the scheme, and the kits are now available to borrow from 70 libraries across the country. And that also includes the majority of libraries in Dublin. And it works exactly the same way as borrowing a book from your library. You can simply go in with your library card and you can borrow a kit for 2 weeks. So if you are interested in borrowing a kit, I'd recommend checking out the map on our website, which shows every location that a kit is available. So our ultimate aim is really to have our kits available in every library in Ireland. So you'll find all of this information on our map at CODEMA.IE/energy saving kit. And just to briefly touch on the why. So these home energy saving kits were actually born out of an EU project at the time. And this project was focused on getting citizens involved in energy awareness. So like many elements of our climate crisis today, energy is not very tangible. A lot of people only really show interest in their energy usage when their bill comes in at the end of the month. So the home energy saving kits aim to tackle that intangibility of energy with the 5 tools. Now, it won't solve all energy issues overnight. However, it is a stepping stone and an excellent starting point to allow you to initiate your awareness around energy usage in your home. It'll help you, identify problem areas and understand where you can make improvements. And with that, we hope you might then feel empowered to build on these actions. So you might look at improving your building energy rating, for example, or maybe you might want to apply for a grant with SEAI and so on. So hopefully you now have a good idea of what the Home Energy Saving Kit aims to do and a bit of background to the scheme. So now I'm going to take you through what's inside the kit. So we have a thermal leak detector, a plug-in energy monitor, a temperature and humidity meter, a radiator key, a fridge freezer thermometer, and we used to have a stopwatch for the water flow exercise, which I will explain in a minute. However, based on user feedback, we actually removed the stopwatch because people felt that they could as easily use a stopwatch on their phone or count it out themselves. And we have a user manual, which is a step-by-step guide as to how to use each tool in the kit. So looking at our first tool, this is the thermal leak detector, and it's probably our most popular tool in the kit. And you can use the thermal leak detector to measure the temperature of your walls, your floors, around your windows and doors, and your ceiling, for example. And this allows you to spot any thermal air leaks and drafts. Now, it's a very easy tool to use because it uses an LED colored spotlight, which will change color when it picks up on a change in temperature. So for example, if your windows aren't sealed properly, it'll switch from a green light, which is your reference temperature, to a blue light to show you that there's a cold air draft coming in. So it's really great for identifying areas in your home that need better draft proofing or more insulation and so on. The next tool in the kit is our temperature and humidity meter. And you can use this to measure not only the temperature of each room in your home, but also the humidity level in each room as well. And we recommend a temperature of 18 to 20 degrees for what we call occupied spaces in your home. So that would be your kitchen and your living room, and 15 to 18 degrees in non-occupied spaces, which would be your hallway and your bedroom, etc. In relation to the humidity level in your home, the rooms in your home should have a humidity level between 40 to 60%. And this is very important because, for example, if your home has a very high humidity level, you might be experiencing problems with damp and mold. And both from an energy efficiency and health point of view, this is really not good and should be rectified straight away. Moving on to the next tool in the kit, which is our radiator key. So we recommend that you bleed your radiators at least once a year if you have a wet central heating system. Sometimes what can happen is a build-up of air can get trapped in the radiator, meaning that water can only reach a certain point. And a symptom would be a radiator that is, cold at the top but warm further down, or worst case, it's completely cold. And this means that the central heating system is not going to work efficiently, and it'll take longer to heat up a room. So by bleeding your radiators, you can release any trapped air and ensure your heating system is running as efficiently as possible. Our next tool in the kit is the plug-in energy monitor. And this is my personal favorite. This allows you to measure the amount of electricity your appliances are using, and you can then work out the running cost of each appliance over the course of a month, 6 months, or a year, for example. You can also use the energy monitor to measure your standby energy, because I think a lot of us would be in the habit of leaving the likes of our TV or our laptop on standby overnight. And doing this may only use a small amount of energy, but it really does build up over time. And by simply switching off appliances at night, this can result in cost savings at the end of the year. And it's also a really good way of identifying bad habits in the home. So for example, I recently did a test where I compared the amount of electricity that would be needed to boil a full kettle versus boiling enough water for just 1 cup of tea. And I worked out that I was adding €50 to my electricity bill at the end of the year by doing this. And that's only one appliance. So you can imagine the savings that you can make by testing out other appliances around your home. So moving on to the fridge freezer thermometer that's in the kit. So very simply, you can just pop this into your fridge for about half an hour or so, and then see if your fridge is at the most efficient temperature setting. So that would be between 3 to 5 degrees, and any lower than this, you could be using unnecessary energy to cool your fridge. So if it's not within this range, you can just make the adjustment on the dial inside your fridge. And the same applies for your freezer if you're able to control the temperature manually. You just pop it into the freezer for half an hour or so and make sure it's within the range of -15 to -18 degrees. Again, it's all about ensuring appliances are working as smartly and efficiently as possible, and this will be reflected in the utility bill at the end of each month. We do have one final exercise that you can carry out in the kit, and that's how to measure the flow rate of your water coming from your shower head and taps in your home. So an ideal flow rate is 9 litres of water per minute, but in many houses, particularly with older houses, the flow rate can be as high as 18 to 22 litres a minute. So I decided to calculate how much wasted water that would be in 1 year. So if my shower used 20 litres of water per minute, we're looking at 110 litres of wasted water for one 10-minute shower. And I feel like that's probably quite generous given how much time some of us actually spend in the shower. And this equates to 40,000 litres of wasted water per year. So just to put this into terms that we can easily understand, that's the equivalent of 114,000 cups of tea or 70,000 pints of Guinness. So not only are we wasting water, but we're also wasting energy in heating up this water. So in the kit, there's a simple calculation that you can do to work out your flow rate. And if it's too high, there's things like aerated or low flow shower heads or aerated faucets for your taps that you can buy that'll help correct this problem. And you can pick these up in a number of supermarkets, and they're also available online. And the whole idea is that it will reduce the flow rate without reducing the pressure of the water. And there's also a step-by-step manual in the kit, which explains very easily how to use all of the tools in the kit. But if you want to familiarize yourself further with the kit before borrowing it, or if you can't just get to a library right now, all of these resources, including our guide to home energy savings and our YouTube videos detailing each tool, are accessible through the link on the screen there, which is CODEMA.IE/energy saving kit. But just to make it even easier for you to start implementing simple energy saving measures in your home today, I've picked out 12 changes you can make straight away. And the best thing is they are all free. So just to pick out a few, the first one there, to make sure that your rooms are at the optimum temperature, so you're not using unnecessary energy to heat up your home. So as I said, that would be 18 to 20 degrees for your living room, for example, and 15 to 18 degrees for your bedrooms. And number 4, make sure to switch off appliances when they're not in use, because as I mentioned, leaving the likes of your laptop or TV on standby overnight still uses energy. Number 5, taking a shower instead of a bath can make a significant difference because a regular shower uses only 20% of the energy of a full bath. And number 7, where possible, if you can, air dry your clothes instead of tumble drying, because tumble dryers can draw a significant amount of energy. And number 10, Do try to run appliances on their most efficient settings. So with dishwashers and washing machines, you should have an eco cycle, or else you can just run them at a reduced temperature like 30 degrees for your washing machine. And then finally, the last one here, maximizing daylight. It might seem obvious, but it is a great way of saving on your electricity bills. So these are just a few simple examples of energy saving measures that are effective and free to implement. And all of these tips and more can be found on our website, which is a hub of information. So everything I've just mentioned can be found in our guide to home energy savings, which has 94 tips on how to save energy at home. We also have simple tips on how to save energy when working from home specifically, which may be relevant to a lot of you at the moment, and tips for saving energy in your workplace. So that is the end of today's presentation. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully you found this helpful and you now have a good idea of how to start on your energy saving journey. And just to remember that climate action comes in many forms. So the very fact that you have joined us today is brilliant. And if you are interested in finding out more about what I've taken you through today, you can find all of the information I've shared at CODEMA.IE. And for more energy saving tips, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Energy Saving Kit and at CODEMA Dublin. And for more information or to reach out to us directly at CODEMA, you can contact me through my email there on the screen. Thank you very much.